Under Secretary Clinton, well, even before it became an official program, a big part of what I was trying to do was promote more economic interest in South Africa and through South Africa, Africa on the part of U.S. companies. So it was very much an enabler. Part of my mission was actually to increase that. And Africa, the opportunities are huge, the risks are very large, but the opportunities are huge and they need investment. And you know, the Chinese are investing, others are investing, and we need more American competition just to make sure that the playing field's even, and that it's good for Africa if they have choices about who they're picking. And the American way of doing business and things like the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act help make sure that it's done in business is done in a transparent way, an open way, and reduce corruption on the continent as well. So it was one of those wonderful opportunities where the alignment between what the private sector was interested in doing and what I, as ambassador in the United States through the State Department, wanted to see happen were perfectly aligned. And so we spent a lot of time promoting trade, not just in South Africa, but in the continent more broadly. And Secretary Clinton introduced the notion of economic statecraft is a big part of the State Department's mission, I think in the second year of my being ambassador. So that sort of the stuff we were already doing got encompassed in a statewide program to try and promote more trade, work together. And you know, I'm not sure what I'm doing next, but the one thing I've agreed to do is chair the U.S. South Africa Business Council. It's a voluntary job, but because I believe so strongly in this idea that we need more American companies investing in Africa, competing in Africa, and that it will help create jobs back here, and it will help create jobs in Africa and South Africa. So I'm a passionate believer in this, and it's and it was a big part of what we tried to do at the embassy. We set new records for trade both ways. This last year we were up 12% over the previous high. So it's growing. The opportunities are huge. Both South Africa is growing a little less slow than the rest of the continent, but the rest of the continent, the opportunities are 6-8% growth. Lots of risks. You got to know what you're doing. Each country is different, but I think it's a great opportunity for American business, and I think we were successful in laying that groundwork, and hopefully it'll keep getting built on over the next few years. Sub-Saharan Africa is 49 different countries, and each country has its own story. But if you go to Ghana, if you go to Kenya, and assuming their elections go well, you go to Ethiopia, they're growing 6-8% a year. Their governance seems like it's coming together. Huge opportunities. If you go to Sudan, a little less clear if we're going to get through that. Mali's a mess. So different stories around the continent. The interesting thing is, in the U.S., we only hear the bad stories. We don't hear the stories about, you know, if you go to Ghana, the economy's growing 9% a year. They've just discovered oil. They have a working legal system. And so part of what I think is important, and was important in my role at the State Department, was to tell the other side of the story, because the media was, in my mind, only telling half the story. And we've got to tell the other half so that Americans realize there's both challenges but opportunities on the continent, and that they can contribute to the growth of Africa. This is actually critical too, because the youth bulge in Africa, Africa will have the majority of the world's population. It's growing much faster than anywhere else in the world. There's almost 1 billion people now in sub-Saharan Africa. Some forecasts have that grown to 2 billion or 2.5 billion. So if we don't find ways to create economic activity on the continent, we're going to have social instability. we're going to have failed states. And when you have failed states, you have bad actors come in, and we're seeing that today in Mali. We saw it in Somalia with al-Shabaab. So I think it's both in our economic interest, our national interest, and it's the right thing to do to make sure that Africa realizes its potential. And the way to do that is to create more jobs through more investment and build up the economic infrastructure in the continent.